It appears that airlines cannot use the IBC route anymore to hold on to the planes that they have leased. This is a big bummer for a lot of airlines. I don't know if it will be applied retrospectively. I don't think that's going to happen. But what happens to an airline that now files for bankruptcy, if at all, in the coming years?
So, very simply put, Shweta, I think case in point here being Go First.
Okay.
And Go First filed for voluntary insolvency. Approached NCLT, got admitted in NCLT, and NCLT presided over the Cape Town Convention. And the Cape Town Convention says that lessors should be given the right to access their aircraft, if an airline goes bankrupt. But NCLT said that IBC rules are going to prevail, and the Cape Town Convention is not going to be, upheld in this matter, because our IBC rules suggest that if an airline has voluntarily filed for insolvency, then until the matter is resolved, the airline continues to hold the aircraft. Now, this became a concern area for lessors. It became a concern area because they started looking at India and India-based airlines with suspicion and a great degree of concern that, if we were to lease our aircraft to an Indian operator and that Indian operator goes bust, and so many Indian operators have already gone bust, what happens? We can't access our aircraft. We can't lease them to anybody else. And therefore, the cost of leasing should go up, and the risk associated and the risk mitigation should entail perhaps a much higher pricing to lease aircraft that makes the Indian airline sector in any case more unviable. And B, it suggested that, maybe we'll decide not to lease our aircraft to Indian carriers, because if they go into bankruptcy, we can't access our aircraft back. So now the Ministry of Corporate Affairs has notified that the right to ownership or taking back of the aircraft in case of a bankruptcy proceeding is with the lessors. So I think a sigh of relief definitely for the lessors, also a sigh of relief for airlines which are not heading towards bankruptcy.
How's that?
So, because if their cost of leasing aircraft and the bargaining power that they have with lessors continues to be intact.
Okay.
If lessors were wary of sending their aircraft, leasing their aircraft to Indian carriers, then the cost of operations for non-bankrupt
So you're building
airlines
confidence
goes
with
up.
lessors.
Absolutely. So that, I think, status quo maintained, and more than anything else, I think that faith that, okay, we will continue to get the aircraft as and when we require them, they would be leased to us, and our operations would not get disrupted because lessors get wary of our sort of, legal ecosystem. That fear has gone away. So at one level, the lessors are happy. At another level, even, operators like, I'm sure, Indigo and Vistara, Air India should be happy.
The
with
ones
this move.
that are still going strong, perhaps, will have less
Not sure
worries.
how SpiceJet is looking at it, because SpiceJet is also
on
struggling
the verge
to
of
keep
bankruptcy, has been dragged into the IBC.
To keep its aircraft afloat. So we don't know how SpiceJet would be viewing it, not very kindly.
All right. Since you mentioned Go First, and in the light of Go First filing for bankruptcy and NCLT categorically saying that lessors cannot have the planes back, there was, as you rightly pointed out, a sense of fear, anxiety towards Indian airlines and probability of a renegotiation of contract. Perhaps that's not going to happen now that lessors know that they will get their planes.
I think this should resolve it. This should pretty much put an end to any speculation or any sort of rebargaining, renegotiating between the lessors and the airline operators.
All right. Good news there for at least lessors at this point in time, and also for existing airline players that are strong, not likely to go into bankruptcy anytime soon.